Good morning everyone and welcome to another Canary Islands news update. If you are new to the channel, a big welcome. I am Andrew and I do live here on the beautiful island of Tenerife. And if you are returning, welcome back. I've got a few bits of news to run through with you. A little bit of disappointing news as well for particularly UK travellers. So let's jump right into it. So guys, I'm going to start where I always do, and that is with a COVID update. So the Ministry of Health has reported 4,087 new cases of the coronavirus in the Canary Islands since the last update on Friday. Remember, we do only get the COVID figures on a Tuesday and a Friday, so that is 4 days worth. Now when you break that down, Gran Canaria has got 2,128 new cases, Tenerife 1,502, La Palma 195, Fuerteventura 91, Lanzarote 85, La Gomera 67 and El Hierro with 19. In terms of total active cases per island, there's 13,700 cases in total. That is down by 1,748, so we are still dropping. Gran Canaria has the most with 7,342. Tenerife 5,053, La Palma 573, Fuerteventura 292, La Gomera 199, Lanzarote 196 and El Hierro with 45. So the numbers are still really dropping down, which is fantastic. All very positive news, especially since they have lifted the local restrictions here in terms of capacities, etc. We've not seen any sharp spike or increase or anything, so still all very good with that. The next bit of news that we were all hoping for was regarding masks, when they were going to be dropped, how they were going to be dropped, etc. That has now been delayed. Wearing masks indoors is not being abolished yet in the Canary Islands. The Public Health Committee of the Canary Islands government has this morning, this is as of Tuesday, defending maintaining the mandatory use of masks to prevent the spread of Covid-19. Although they did debate it this week, they have postponed a vote on abolishing it until the 6th of April. So we have seen a delay on that. The main struggle is, I think, that they're finding is how to lift it. I don't know how hard it is. You just lift it and then it becomes optional, but there's a lot of regions in Spain that are saying we want to keep it in, we want to keep it in here, we want to keep it in there. So it is very difficult, but that vote has unfortunately been delayed until the 6th of April. However, are they going to decline the vote to lift the masks? I doubt it. There is a big vote next year as well in terms of governments for Spain, so we'll see. But that is a little bit disappointing, that delay. But it's not too bad, you just pop your mask on. I've got to say, over the last week or so, I've seen less and less people wearing them. In terms of inside, I've seen people not wearing them in the shops, less people wearing them in the bars, etc. It is quite relaxed, is how I'd say. Whether that's good or wrong, however you want to put it, but there is less people wearing the masks inside now. So that is one little bit of news to run through. It's not a no, but it is a delay. The next disappointing news for UK travellers is that they have extended the entry requirements from the UK for another month. They were due to finish on Friday. There was talk of unvaccinated being able to travel over from the UK, but they have now extended it. The Ministry of Health of Spain has published an extension of entry requirements into Spain, which includes the Canary Islands. This means that any travellers from the EU countries on their risk list must present an EU COVID certificate. And any travellers from third countries, including the UK, must either be fully vaccinated or have a valid recovery certificate. For UK travellers, this means that over 18s must be fully vaccinated and can only enter within 270 days of their second jab. If it is older than that, you do need the booster. Or you can enter with a valid COVID recovery certificate from overcoming the virus within the last 180 days. Teenagers 12 to 17 can also enter with a negative PCR test. Under 12s don't need anything at all, but all travellers must still complete the Spanish travel QR form. The link to that is in the description. It is free. but you must still fill that in. Don't forget, you don't have to do it going home to the UK, but you do have to do it coming in here. Travelling from EU countries, the updated risk list means that travellers from Austria, Belgium, Bulgaria, Czech, Cyprus, Croatia, Germany, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France, Greece, the list goes on. I will leave the link to this in the description. Are still required to meet entry rules by presenting a valid EU COVID certificate. This means that all EU travellers who present one showing vaccination, negative test result, or a recovery result, or restriction free to enter Spain, so they can enter with the recovery certificate or a negative test. That's where it's different for the UK. You've got to be fully vaccinated. While Spain continues to require travellers to meet COVID-19 rules, some countries have already abolished their measures, including England, but we do have to just wait and see. They have put an extension on that as well, unfortunately. So that was the other little bit of news. Everyone was hoping on Friday that the unvaccinated would be able to come in with a test. That unfortunately has now again been delayed. The next little bit of news, I did mention it on my live stream the other day. If you haven't seen my live streams, I do them very regularly throughout the week out and about here in Tenerife. Discount on fuel prices start tomorrow. This is how it will work. The 20-cent discount on a litre of fuel will start being applied from the 1st of April. The Spanish government has given it an automatic go-ahead without having to wait for the decree. So that is going to start straight away on Friday. Prices on the pumps will stay the same, as the discount will be applied and shown when you pay. So I think this is to do with the pumps not being able, like in England, they dropped it by 5 cents and then the pumps just straight away added 5 cents on. I think that is to prevent it. In other words, it should specify how much of the discount has been paid by the state, 15 cents per litre, and how much by the oil company, 5 cents a litre. So the state will pay 15 cents, the oil company will pay 5 cents. That's all going to be broken down on the receipt. So that's hopefully some good news if you were struggling with the prices of fuel over here. It's about €1.50 a litre on average. Some places doing it about €1.40 a litre. So it's not bad compared to England, but bear in mind, here as residents, we were used to paying about 98 cents a litre, especially during COVID. During the lockdowns, it dropped down to like 95 cents. It was always around €1, but now that is a bit of a jump for the people here working, etc., driving to work. They do feel a little pinch, so good that the government have done that. However, who pays for it? It is all going to be down to the taxpayers that are going to end up repaying all of that. But it is good for the workers, etc. Finally, supermarkets are now allowed to limit the purchase if there's a risk of shortages. We've got some of the supermarkets here running low on certain things. That is down to the delivery strike and the truckers strike in mainland Spain, but also down to the war in Ukraine as well. Some things being delayed by delivery, not even being produced anymore. So you will find some things on the shelves. You will be limited to how much you can buy, or they might not have any at all. In general news, what have I been up to? Absolutely all kinds. I went across to La Gomera yesterday to play golf. It was fantastic. Rode the ferry across. Weather has been a little bit mixed, but it is meant to be a gorgeous day today. They have said it a few times, so don't shoot the messenger if it's not perfect. But it is meant to be clear blue skies, 22 degrees today, and the weather is meant to be improving. One other thing that happened on our Sunday live stream, we did witness someone almost drown right here in the waters of Los Cristianos. I did point him out at the start of the live stream, and I said, I hope he's being careful. It was very choppy. We sat down, continued the stream. Half an hour later, loads of police cars turned up. His wife, who was watching him on the beach, had disappeared, obviously to go and get help, and he'd been sucked out and was clinging on to the yellow buoys just there in the harbour. So it's a good reminder, if you fancy a swim in the ocean, be very careful. There is rip currents, there's strong waves, we've got very rocky shores. If you do get washed in by a wave, you're not going to land on nice soft sand. These are very rugged shores. Just be very, very careful. We do get incidents every single week of people drowning or being rescued. So it's not me saying don't swim, but just be very careful. Pay attention to the coloured flags on the beach when you go down. You've got green, you've got yellow, and you've got red. just be very careful, ask someone to keep an eye on you, don't go too far out. And do watch a few videos about how, if you do get sucked out by a rip current or a rip tide, what to do. You do actually let it suck you out and then sort of swim around it. There's various videos of it on YouTube. I'll leave the link to one in the description if I can find one that I like. Just so you know, if it does happen to you, what to do. You don't panic, let it take you out, swim around it and back in. Other than that, that is most of the news covered from my end. Bars, extremely busy. Restaurants, extremely busy. Even about 6:30 now. Struggling to get in any of them, especially here in Los Cristianos. If you don't book and you've got a party of 3 upwards, very difficult to get a table. So I do still stand by saying, make sure you make your reservations. The island is buzzing, it's booming, hard to find parking spaces. Everything is extremely busy, so make sure you book in advance. That is going to be it from me. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you do subscribe if you are new. It is completely free. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook as well. I do post little snippets of what we're up to throughout the day. I've got my dad over at the moment and we're having a fantastic time. There's plenty more to come. Have a fantastic day. Enjoy the rest of the week, and I'll be back next week, hopefully with a bit of more good news, hopefully. Stride on, guys.